This is Dina with another video. With another video.
Look up in the sky.
Hello guys, it's Dina once again with another Chronicles, another video. And today we're going to be talking about giving people advice. I feel at times some people, you don't need to be giving them advice, because if you give them advice, they almost seem and act like you're not on their side, and then when something goes wrong, they blame you for all of it. And it just doesn't make sense. It's like you tell them every little step what they need to do, and somehow you become controlling to them. And it's kind of ridiculous, because you're just trying to look out for the good of them, but yet they don't want to do that. Like, you're worried about them, and how they're going to lose money, or how problems are going to come in their lives because of a bad choice. And you're like, well, do this, do that. And sometimes they don't want to listen to you, they ignore you, or as soon as something happens, they start blaming you for it. And you're like, well, I told you this and that, and you didn't want to listen. So it's kind of your own fault that this is happening to you. And now, the person sometimes is now involved, when sometimes you could have just mind your own business and not worried about that person and what their problems are going through and stuff like that. Sometimes it's better to just not give advice, because some people will take it. And I would say, if a person wants your advice, go ahead and give it to them. But if you know this person is not going to want to listen, at some point it's kind of like, it's better not to say anything. Yes, I know we want to be good out of our own hearts and give people advice, because that as soon as they do this choice, something's going to happen. So out of our goodness of our hearts, you want to give people advice. But sometimes advice is not for everybody, because it just ain't. Because people don't want to listen. There's people that are hard-headed. You tell them 1, 2, 3 times, not to do this, and yet they do it, and then they fall on their butt. And then you just be over there looking at them like, you idiot. You should listen to what I had to say. But since you didn't want to listen, you went ahead with what you had planned. And don't ever feel bad because somebody doesn't want to listen to your advice. Sometimes people need to go through stuff in order to learn. And then some people, they go through stuff and they never learn. They just keep going through it and going through it. A lot of people that have problems in their lives, or have, are broke and stuff like that, it's going to be a never-ending cycle. Most of the time they're going to stay broke their whole life, unless they decide to listen. But if they don't, it's going to be a broke process until they're old and they're working hard, and always staying broke, and they wonder why nothing ever gets better for them. And then also if they have problems in their life, they're going to keep having problem, because they don't want to listen to other people's advices. Now, as soon as they listen to somebody's advice, that's when stuff might change for them. If they sat there and thought about what they're doing, things will start changing on them. But since they stay with that me idea, me this and that, and if you come after me, you're trying to control me, and I can't do people controlling me and stuff like that. And it's like, it's not even that people are trying to control you. It's just, we're trying to help you. And if you sit there and I take somebody's advice, and then you fall on your butt, it's not their fault. Like, that's your own fault. You should listen. So if you want to end that cycle, listen. A lot of people that have good lives, that have rich lives, they listen to advice. If you want to be rich and like an athlete, for example, they have to listen to their coach and everything the coach says. Once in a while they might not agree with some of the stuff that the coach says, but They do what the coach says, the training. They take the training that coach says, and then eventually they lead themselves up to a higher standard to where they're like in the NBA or something. So by listening to their coach, it led them to a higher place. Usually when you see people that are hard-headed and don't want to listen to the coach, what they wind up being is the little basketball player that plays at the park talking about, if that happened, I would have been in the NBA or something. So, sometimes if you listen, you'll get up there. And, sometimes there is life situations that cause you to not get to where you want to be. But there's certain times that you could actually do something to create a way that you could actually get somewhere, even though these life situations are happening. So, yep, that's all I wanted to talk about today. And y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and, keep watching my videos. And also, have a nice day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Undefeated.